guy was completely normal.
That's serial killer stuff. You know, like they're like, he was so normal and so nice. And then he's like, has 10 bodies in his basement. Like,
yeah,
okay, he might be nice to you because, you know, he doesn't want you to find his bodies in his basement.
That is pretty common on those shows because I'm like addicted to documentaries about like murderers and stuff like that.
Oh, same.
And that's usually how it is. No one's ever like, I knew that something was wrong with him. All of them are, and obviously we're speaking generally, but almost all of them are like, yeah, no idea. Like that guy went to my kid's school, like he was one of the parents or whatever. And I'm like, did you see the one? There's a few of them on Netflix right now. Did you see Night Stalker?
I have not seen that one.
It's about a serial killer in 85, I believe, in LA. Mm-hmm. And this is back when like forensics just wasn't what it was. And just could not catch this guy. And it turns, so this guy's from El Paso. It's a crazy, you should watch it.
I'm going to now because you're like, oh, he's from El Paso and LA being okay. Cool.
So he was El Paso and he would go to LA and commit these crimes and then like go back to El Paso.
Oh yeah. So they could never tie him down in LA because he was always coming back.
And it's
over here.
Wild how they catch him. I won't ruin it for you. You should totally watch it.
I'm going to.
But it's during the era where they just could not catch this guy. And I remember watching it and like the cops literally were just like waiting for him to murder again because they didn't have enough clues. We'll just
wait till he comes back.
Yeah, like they would like kind of like, they didn't say this, but you can tell in the documentary like, oh yeah, like we knew. And I'm like, someone just got murdered and you're excited to get more clues. It was like a weird kind of thing.
That's if you think about any like 80s like detective story, you know, that's kind of how they were.
What about previous to that? It makes you really respect Sherlock Holmes. Is that guy real or is that just a made up thing?
You know, I actually really don't know. I honestly I feel like it is a real dude that worked for like what's their England they're like police out there. Was it like Scotland Yard? Scotland Yard.
I know I'm white, man, but I don't know about the
No, he was a detective at Scotland Yard or something like that. Like I don't dive into it. Like I'm not a big book dude. I hate to say it. I look like not a big book guy. So, but I mean,
we're sitting in book chairs. It probably looks like we have a little reading session right now.
But I will tell you this: like the craziest story I heard recently was the toy box killer.
So I know a lot about that, but it wasn't recently. I knew that back in the day, and then for whatever reason, I don't know if they've released something on it. But that's the TRC killer. There's a documentary. It's like I don't know if it's a podcast or what, but I've seen live footage of that guy in court. Like, and it's like he's out of his mind.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But people then they were like, oh yeah, he's so nice and so normal, and it's like, but then he was doing just.
So for the people that don't know the background, there's a guy in TRC, New Mexico, that was getting the tourists, and he would kind of meet them at a bar. I think was the story. And he would specifically target people that were visiting the lake and that didn't have a lot of family that would look for them. And he would drug them and then take them to what he called his toy box, which was, I believe, like a camper trailer or something, right?
It was something like that. And actually, I think it was like a basement too or something. I don't really remember where they said they found it, but it was kind of, it was his
torturing these people.
Yeah.
Were they all women? Do you know?
Far as I know, yeah. And I know there was a woman that helped him do it from the one I was listening to. And there was also like, he used to play a video. Be like when you woke up, there would be a video playing.
Oh, that's
and
some
it would
shit,
literally give you like hey, this is your instructions, and it was such a like nice, calm voice.
Yeah,
but like, hey, if you do this, you won't get hurt. If you do this or this, and this is what I'm going to do to you. And it to me, I actually heard that audio. I heard the actual audio that he used to play for his victims, and it made me cringe. Like it made me like
that would be my biggest fear.
Yeah, and it's like, and he tells these women like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing things to you. I'm sorry." And to me, I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy needs to be like put down." Like I'm just no sympathy for that type of person. That person's evil. He
died in jail of a heart attack before they got to like sentence him.
Yeah, there were cheeseburgers and fucking jail, right?
That dude was dying either way, man.
He was going down, yeah.
But that's crazy, dude. But to the point we were talking about earlier, it just makes you think like where the world was at, like how many murderers out there just like probably old and died already, but of natural causes that never got popped because they had no idea how to. And recently, because of all the cop brutality stuff, I've been seeing people talk about stats. I saw an officer talking about like something like 60% of crimes go unsolved. I'm like, what? That's over half. You're telling me over half the time you don't find the person? That's crazy.
A lot of times there's just nothing to go off of. I mean, like, and what's a crime too? Like, oh, someone stole my bike. Well, you just need to get another bike. I'm sorry, insurance.
Yeah,
that's kind of like where a cop's mind is.
How much of the 60 is like violent crime? I get what you're saying, but that's still wild, man. Like it's that's crazy, man. To think that like back in the day, I feel like it'd be way harder now. Like I wouldn't even.
Well, DNA will get you. And even though that I would even say that like a DNA, yeah. But I mean, honestly, I would tell you this nowadays. With COVID, everything like people were just like shut-ins, you know, and like people were like stuck at home. I wouldn't be surprised there was some serial killer just out and about.
Yeah,
because you never find like, oh, people just like they disappeared because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yeah,
you just blame it on COVID. I feel like that's going to be the go-to phrase of the next couple years.
Oh yeah,
See, COVID happened and everything went downhill from there. The sad part is that's
if
true.
you enjoy puppies and you enjoy homes, there's Puppies Without Homes. If you subscribe to this channel, that could help a puppy find a home, I bet, probably. I wouldn't risk it.